Beautiful setting, right? You can see the sun going down in the background. There's nobody around here, just down at the lake here in Sweden, and it's completely quiet, not a single person around. And this is exactly what I want to talk about in this video. This is gonna be a video about solitude. So check it out. So us human beings, we are social creatures. We like having people around, we like interacting with other people, we like exchanging thoughts and ideas constantly. So the idea of solitude kind of goes against our nature, if you will. Most people don't like being by themselves for longer periods of time. It can actually stress them out. Just look around. When you're on the subway, people are by themselves. They don't have anyone to talk to necessarily. So what do? They take out their cell phone and they be online so they can feel like they're surrounded by other people. They can feel like they're actually with their friends and experiencing what they're sharing. And the same goes for work life, for social life, even for hobbies. We mostly do things to interact with other people and to share our ideas and to share our lives in general. So solitude, most people dread it. And that's not to say that people don't appreciate being by themselves for time to time, but they can't stand to be by themselves for longer periods of time. And even when they are by themselves for a short period, they tend to distract themselves. They tend to avoid just being really by themselves without any distraction whatsoever, without having anything that they actually have to do, anything that is distracting their mind, that is looking for somebody or something to interact with constantly. The thing though is that we need to be by ourselves from time to time. We need this time to really reflect on our lives, to contemplate and to think about what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, and to really get into a state of deep thinking. This is what, in my opinion, solitude is really important for. We have to make time to be by ourselves without any distractions, just so we can get into that habit of deep thinking. At least from my experience, it is not possible to get into that state if we're surrounded by distractions or if we're surrounded by other people. Even when we're at work and we're brainstorming with other people and we're getting really inspired, it kind of stays on a surface level. If you're by yourself, however, you can really get into this deep, almost meditative state where you're thinking about what you're taking in throughout your daily life in terms of thoughts and ideas, what you're working on right now in whatever way, might it be professionally at your job, but also in your private life, in your hobbies, in your social circle, whatever you're trying to improve on. You actually need time to digest that. And for that, solitude is really important. I don't think solitude is something that you should overdo, and actually I try to avoid it as much as possible, simply because I can get very introverted if I'm not interacting with other people. But I don't like to be introverted. It doesn't make me happy. I know that there are some people out there who get more joy and pleasure out of really thinking deep and being introverted and kind of working on solving problems for hours at a time. I'm not like that. I love being social, I love being expressive, kind of like in these videos. I love sharing my thoughts and ideas with other people, and I just like interacting in general. So solitude kind of takes me out of that state, makes me introverted, makes me asocial. That's why I for myself have discovered that I need to avoid solitude most of the time. I need to be out there and push my boundaries by being expressive and doing things that push me out of my comfort zone in terms of being social. On the other hand though, I know that I need that time every now and then to reflect on what I'm doing, to get introverted, but then actively being by myself. I need to actively celebrate solitude, which means I will not be by myself just on my smartphone or surfing on Facebook or, you know, listening to music. That's not really my thing, and I tell you why. It's because I don't get into that deep state of thinking where I can really reflect and build new ideas, work on new concepts, really make pieces of the puzzle of how I'm living my life click into sort of my values and ideas in general. To get into that state and to do that kind of deep contemplation, I need to be completely focused on being by myself. I need to have no distractions, and I need to be just alone with my thoughts. Kind of like I am in this amazing setting. I mean, just look at that. Wow. I'm gonna get out of the picture so you can see the sunset. Isn't that beautiful? So, for example, I would get down here to the lake, and after I finish shooting this video, I will do that. I will sit down on the lake and watch the sunset. Just by myself, no distractions, just thinking about life, thinking about the role that I'm playing in this crazy thing called life, and the things that I'm doing to enrich my own life and also enrich the life of others. So this is what solitude gives me, and I highly recommend doing it to you as well. Try out different things. Maybe meditation is for you, maybe just sitting here is for you, maybe there's another version that suits you better. Maybe you're not the kind of person who likes being by themselves, so kind of like me, you most of the time need to push out of that actively because you tend to get very introverted by doing that. But I really recommend that everyone takes that time out of every day, at least a little bit. Don't overdo it, is my recommendation personally, but try to at least do it for maybe 10 minutes only. Try to sit in the subway and not do anything on the way to work. Just try to get into that mode of deep thinking. See what it gives you, see if it works for you. If it doesn't, well, you haven't lost anything. But if it does help you, I can tell you that you're gonna get a lot out of it, and you're gonna get a lot more clarity on the way you're living your life, and it will totally give you some new perspectives. Thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna get into that mode of deep thinking and clarity by being by myself. Right now, I'm gonna enjoy my moment of solitude while watching this just beautiful sunset. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Talk to you next time.